Good afternoon. I believe the condition of our children is the report card of our communities. Imagine if we viewed children's behavior not simply as a problem to punish, but as information that helps us understand and guide us to what support that they may need. Today, I'd like to introduce my proposed policy and framework called Embrace the ACE. Embrace the ACE is an ACE-informed student support policy for elementary schools. The proposal is designed to help schools move from reacting after behavior becomes a crisis to teaching emotional regulation, resilience, and creating healthy relationships before those crises occur. The intended audience for this proposal is the Polk County School Board, district administrators, elementary school principals, and school leadership teams. These individuals have the authority to approve pilot programs, allocate funding, establish professional development priorities, and implement district-wide initiatives. The Embrace the ACE framework would help schools shift from primarily reacting to student behavior toward proactively teaching emotional regulation and resilience. Rather than focusing only on discipline after a problem occurs, schools would build systems that support students before behavior escalates. Across the United States, schools are experiencing increasing behavioral challenges, chronic absenteeism, anxiety, depression, and emotional dysregulation among students. Research shows that adverse childhood experiences, commonly known as ACEs, can affect brain development, emotional regulation, learning, and long-term health. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, these experiences can have lasting effects on learning behavior and overall well-being. Teachers often become the first professionals expected to manage these challenges without extensive training and trauma-informed practices. As a result, disciplinary responses frequently address the behavior instead of the underlying need. Without prevention, schools spend increasing amounts of time responding to crises rather than preventing them. To address this problem, I propose the Embrace the ACE framework. This policy has 4 primary components. 1, staff would receive annual training and ACE awareness, trauma-informed education, emotional regulation, and restorative classroom practices. 2, students would participate in brief, age-appropriate lessons that teach emotional awareness, coping skills, communication, empathy, resilience, and self-regulation. 3, schools would emphasize supportive and restorative interventions before exclusionary discipline whenever appropriate. And finally, schools would strengthen partnerships with counselors, families, and community organizations so students receive additional support when needed. Together, these 4 pillars create healthier learning environments while supporting academic success. Implementation would begin as a 1-year pilot program in a selected elementary school. During the first quarter, district leaders would select training resources and revise support procedures. The second quarter would focus on staff training and classroom implementation. The third quarter would expand referral pathways and restorative supports. And during the final quarter, administrators would evaluate the data and determine whether the program should expand throughout the district. This phased approach allows schools to build sustainable systems while minimizing disruption to instruction. So, what does success look like? Success would be measured using outcomes schools already collect. These include office discipline referrals, attendance, suspensions, school climate surveys, student engagement, teacher feedback, and academic performance. The goal is not simply reducing negative behaviors, The goal is helping districts shift from reacting after behavior escalates to building student skills and providing support before a crisis occurs, and also creating long lasting skills that the students will take on with them. So, why does this policy matter? Well, the Embrace the ACE framework benefits everyone involved in education. Students develop emotional regulation skills and experience a safer, more supportive learning environment. Teachers gain practical tools that help reduce burnout and improve classroom management. Families become stronger partners in supporting children's success. District leaders receive measurable outcomes that demonstrate improvements in both school climate and student achievement. Education has always been about preparing students for successful futures. If we can teach children to read, solve equations, and conduct science experiments, we can also teach emotional regulation, resilience, and create healthy relationships. The Embrace the ACE framework is not about lowering expectation or excusing inappropriate behavior. It's about equipping students and educators with the tools to prevent problems before they become a problem or a crisis. I return to the idea that I shared at the beginning. I believe the condition of our children is the report card of our communities. When we invest in prevention today, we create healthier students, stronger schools, and more resilient communities tomorrow. The evidence supporting this proposal comes from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the SAMHSA, both of which emphasize the importance of trauma-informed practices in improving student outcomes. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.